I like being in the dark.
I noticed. I finally got some permanent mounting spots for my lights and shit.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. 3D printed some brackets and shit.
Oh, nice.
Well, this man got headphones and shit. He's all set up.
Oh, damn.
You are on the stage, sir. People can hear you.
Yo,
Yo, what's up?
What's going on?
Roger, this is some high tech shit you got going, man.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't. If you've never been around Roger, everything is high tech. Everything.
I'm trying. Let's see where we're at.
Y'all doing all right?
Doing good. Doing good.
Yeah.
Waiting for some people to roll in here.
How? What part of Texas you in?
So
You hear me?
I'm
Oh.
I'm just south of Dallas, man. I'm in a town called Midlothian. I've been here for be 5 years, August of this year.
Okay. How? What's the temp right now?
Hot as hell.
Yeah.
No, it's today right now, I think it's like 92.
Oh, sheesh.
But it's humid, man. It's crazy because I got home this afternoon and went to go let the dogs out, and I hadn't turned the AC on in their building yet.
Warning, if you're faint of heart or easily offended, this show is not for you.
I don't give a damn about what you saying, bitch, you in the way. Closed case, my nigga beat the charges like yesterday. In your face, I'ma go hard and make sure you see the cake. Keep the pace, ain't no one fucking with me, this not a race. Doing the shit that I want, I'm never gonna stop, I'm never gonna give in. Making my way to the top, I told you to ride, I told you to get in. Now you can't eat out my pot, it's filled to the top, and I'm about to dig in. You say I was doing you wrong.
Welcome to the Good Road Podcast. Tonight we have with us Ernest Johnson of No Malice Bullies. Welcome, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, we were saying, Hannah and I was just talking. I was like, I think you moved to Texas just shortly before we kind of got into the bully thing.
Yeah, y'all were, if I remember correctly, y'all were like hopping on the rocket, getting ready to take off.
Yeah,
Right when I moved down here. So
yeah.
yeah.
So let me make sure we got Brandon in the comments so we know they're working. Good evening, sir.
So were you a resident of the Chicagoland area?
Yeah, so I was in a town called Oswego. So it was west of the city, west of Chicago.
I got you.
But,
And what got you tied up in bullies?
oh man, I think just like everybody else, you get bit by that bug,
Uh-huh.
and then it's game over after that. But I've always had a love for just dogs in general, man. My dad bred beagles and coonhounds ever since I was a kid, and they would never let me have a pit bull. I always liked pit bulls, but they wouldn't let me have one. So I found a inn, so to speak. I've got 3 siblings, and I got a younger brother who, when he was younger, he was spoiled, So my parents didn't really tell him no. And a buddy I was working with had little pit bull puppies, and I picked the one that was kind of like pieballish. So I was like,
Okay.
man, I think I can pass this on as a hound. And so I brought it to the house and, told my parents, oh, this is KJ's birthday present. And my dad kind of scratched his head and looked like, they don't damn beagle. He was like, what is that? And it was a pit bull mix. And her name was Precious. That was maybe 2003-ish.
Okay.
And after that, man, I got into some paper pit bulls, and some bullier style pit bulls right before the American bully, so to speak, kind of took off. It was pocket pits, they called them.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I dove in nose deep. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, but I had love for the dogs, and I've been in it ever since. So,
So what was the first bully, like per se bully that you got?
Registered bully,
Uh-huh.
man. That was damn. I bought a Dallas great grandson back here from Tyler Wilson. That was the first paper American bully I had that didn't have UKC or ADBA paperwork. But it was a Dallas grandson. His name was Knight. But that was the first bully that I bought.
Now is that his blood like still in your program? Like you used him? Oh, okay. So you kind of shifted gears.
Man. Dude, I shifted gears, when you know and you're excited about something, man, you spend a bunch of money and you make some unwise investments.
That's right.
And you get sold a dream every now and again until you can kind of figure it out, what you like and what you don't like, and you kind of go from there. But everybody has a preference or their own cup of tea. You just got to figure out what yours is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because going back like through your social media, I try to like do a little bit of homework on people before I bring them on, so I just somewhat what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, you won't find much there, Roger.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Like
you won't find much, man.
Went back to maybe 2017, 2018.
Yeah, you won't find much there. I got like 3 different Facebook pages, man.
Oh.
I've created that No Malice page, I think, back in maybe 2016, 2017.
Right.
And then I got my personal page. I created a No Malice page because my folks, my family, got tired of me posting dogs. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create a dog page.
Stay off my dog page. Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you want to know anything about me, man, we got sit down, break bread. That's how you find out about me. I'll post, but I don't do too much of.
Right, kind of keep to yourself.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I'm kind of a lot of those same ways. Like this is doing the podcast is so like out of my normal form. I don't even know how, this just clicked with me for some reason, but it maybe just because it's more personal, even though I'm looking at the person versus talking on the phone. Maybe that's why it works.
Yeah, most definitely. Y'all killing it, man. Y'all killing it. I try to tune in as much as I can.
Hannah said the most
appreciate that
man in the world.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm like Rey Mysterio, I guess.
I hear you. So yeah, no, going back through your photos, like it looked like, you're really involved. Midwest, I see lots of old photos with you and like Sam's tagging you and a bunch of stuff, and Jim and taking photos at like Lake Park and stuff like that. So like you were definitely. How did you get mixed up with that group?
Man, I think when I was getting ready to do my first bully breeding, my first real bully breeding, I was like, man, I gotta get some pictures taken. And then just like everybody else, you want that toy soldier shoot, kind of put that stamp on.
That's right.
And man, I reached out to him and man, set up a photo shoot, and it's been.
Did it take 2 months to respond?
Hell no.
No. Hey, that's when Jim was on it.
What's crazy? What's crazy, man? Like, I hear everybody saying how it's hard to get a hold of Jim. Where's Jim? Like, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
But man, if I can say one thing, if I reach out to him, he'll answer the phone or text or whatever. Like, he's always been responsive to me. Like, I never have a problem getting a hold of him.
All right, you guys heard it.
All
You
right.
want to get a hold of him,
But hey,
Ernest.
but do not reach out to me to reach out to Jim. Some people do that shit all the time.
Yeah,
They used to do
yeah.
it when I was
Yeah.
home. It's like, hey, get a hold of Jim. Hell no, message him.
Yeah,
I just get a hold of Hannah. That seems to be the best way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes the
His,
easiest way to reach out.
So
Yeah.
personal
Jim
admin.
reached out to Jim. He did the photo shoot, man. I believe it was a female I had by the name of Black Betty.
Mm-hmm.
He shot her, and man, he gave me a lot of free game, so to speak, as far as like marketing and presenting, the dog and
Mm-hmm.
what to do, what not to do. Probably conversations he don't even remember because he talks to so many people. But I'm like a sponge, I soaked it up, and it was probably one of the best decisions I made to reach out to him to shoot that female. Um, he's been a great friend. Somebody I can, ask or talk about anything. And, the rest of those guys as well, Hannah, Sam, all those guys. So,
Now, at that point when you reached out for pictures, were you attending shows? You doing anything in the show ring?
no, man, I like shows. I go to shows. I've hosted several. I put dogs in the show ring, but that's never been like my goal. I like the networking, the
Mm-hmm.
um mixing and mingling with the people, the meetups, the pictures, just
Yeah.
talking dogs. Like I said, I have attended shows. I have attended shows. Will continue to attend shows, host the shows, and all of that. But you know, um, I didn't have anything in the ring, man. Um, I just, wanted to be in the mix per se.
Yeah. Yeah.
But mhm.
Yeah, I think it was. Let me see it. Try to make sure I don't get too far ahead of myself, because I did see Black Betty, and then what kind of went where would we go from there, right? Because later on, like later versions of your
Oh, yeah.
dogs, like when I seen a video of like the dogs running around the yard, I'm like, these are all super consistent. Like there's 5 dogs running around here, and they all look basically the same. Um, so Black Betty, you did a breeding with her, and would you
Yeah,
do?
first breeding I did with Black Betty was to Ty Lumley, Double L Kennels, Maestro, which is a
Mm-hmm.
Bistro's son.
He's your son. Yeah.
Yeah, I had his first litter on the ground, and actually Ty had his first litter on the ground, but I think all the puppies passed.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
I had the first litter on the ground outside of his yard, and that gave me. I had a litter of 4, had three males, 1 female. My female passed at like 3-4 weeks old, actually 2 weeks old, and I got a few nice males from there. One of them is El Chapo. He's out in the yard right now. He's old man now, but El Chapo, um, Gotti, he's in a pet home with my cousin in Atlanta, and Enzo, going back to Jim, man, I had that litter, and he took pictures of those puppies, and I was like, man, these people keep reaching out to me. I think it's like a scam. These guys overseas, they want to buy this dog, and he was like, well, which one you gonna keep? And I said, well, I like this black male. He was more of what I was looking for. He was wide, had big old bone, crazy personality on him, full of energy, drive. And then Enzo was more of what you would call like a showy type dog. He had good conformation. He was beautiful, a light blue color. And he was like, Jim told me, he's like, man, he's like, if you want to open yourself up, your market up, he's like, send them. He's like, sell them. And I saw Enzo to a guy out in, where's he at? Um, what's next to Sweden?
Norway.
Norway. Yep. Yep, I sold him to a guy in Norway, a boxer out there. And man, that was the best thing that I could have ever done. I've sent dogs all around the world now, you know.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's funny how we all kind of tie in together because I've got Machiavelli, which is off of Luca Brasi, which you produced, Supernova.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah, which was off of that Siren.
Yep, off of Siren to Grin.
Yeah.
hmm
So it's crazy how that, how small world it is.
It is a very small world, man. Very, very small world. But,
So El Chapo, that's one that definitely, like, you can't help but notice that dog. He's amazing.
yeah,
When did he come about?
Chapo came about in 2016
Okay.
from that Black Betty and Maestro breeding.
Okay.
hmm
Nice.
Yep. So Chapo, he definitely put me on the map, man. People really like that boy. I did him a disservice, man. I'll be honest with you. People would hit me up to stud to him, and I would like ask him 1,000 questions. Like, like what are you looking to add to your female? This, that, and the third. And they would tell me things, and then they would send me videos and pictures, and I would break down dogs. And I'm like, I don't think you're gonna get that, you know. And they was like, well, I like the dog. I said, okay, well, I mean, based on what you tell me you want, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
And I think I know I turned a bunch of people away just from being like that. But if you tell me bullshit, Sam, if you tell me, saying what you're looking for, what you're looking to add, or I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys that's take
Yeah.
15, 2,500 out of your pocket for a stud fee and sell
Right.
your pipe dream. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he had his fair amount of kids, man. And I think he throws a very consistent look, a lot of good traits and some not so desirable traits as well. So
No, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from because you probably get a lot of people that were wanting to lock him in that had a female that was really lacking or there was something kind of outstandingly wrong with her, but the vast majority of it, as a stud owner, you just realize that the vast majority of people, that's exactly what they own, as far as females are concerned.
yeah,
And they're trying to better, their program by using your stud. So
yeah,
it's kind of like that, what you kind of like got to let them do it, right? But that was the other thing. You actually, I did see pictures, and Sam just reminded us in the comments that you actually were the first one to ever use Golden Child or do the first Golden Child litter.
yeah. I was. I had first Golden Child litter back in man. When was that litter born? 2020, 2021, something like that. But yeah, man, I had a litter of how many puppies was in that litter? I want to say 7 pups, 8 pups, something like that. But yep.
Yeah, Golden Child's very consistent. But from I seen like Golden Child son after Golden Child son, and I just happened to run across some photos today of Golden Child when he was very young.
Yeah.
And, it was just kind of crazy. Like so many people got to see Golden Child when he was young, and they kind of see him develop. Which all I've ever seen of Golden Child is what he looks like right now.
Yeah.
I never really got to see, kind of like what his head shape was when he was young. So it was good to see that. But yeah, that's the one thing consistently I got to see on your page was El Chapo, even when he was a young pup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing about him I noticed is like he looked, even as he got older, he consistently kept that look about him. You know what I mean? He got bigger and wider, but he was very consistent. And very absolutely good looking dog.
Yeah.
So since you moved out of Chicago, you moved to Texas. How'd that change things as far as the bullies are concerned for you?
Oh man, it changed it a lot, man. Drastically, to be quite honest with you. First and foremost, when I moved down to Texas, I placed a lot of dogs, you know, out on co-owned homes and things of that nature, just to make the move a lot less stressful, you know. Some of those dogs I brought back into the yard, others I left, you know, with the people that they were set up with. But as far as the marketing piece, I've never been great at that. And I would say that move to Texas really didn't help.
Right.
Because I lost the man. I lost access to the man, toy
Right.
soldier. So, you know, it's different when you ride up the road, say, hey, Jim, you want to shoot this dog for me? You pop up to the house, or I drive down the road, you know what I mean, and see him, and he shoot pictures or a video or whatever. And then, you know, even though I did buy some camera equipment, you know, somebody stacking up the dog. My wife, she likes the dog. She don't mind them, but she ain't sitting in the yard stacking the dog. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it just made that a little bit more difficult. But we still managed to make it work. I take advantage of those opportunities when Jim comes down for a show or what have you. And I utilize some of the local guys here every now and again too. So.
Yeah, imagine even with the temperature change, you know, just being so technically, that's got to be tough. Like, I can't imagine having some of my dogs that I have here in West Virginia and Texas. Like, I couldn't even imagine having.
You know what's crazy? I'll be honest with you, man. We as breeders and as humans, we try too much to overly domesticate these dogs, and you'd be surprised what they can tolerate, man. You know, when you acclimate them to it at an early age, as far as the heat, the cold, all of that, you know. So my dogs fortunately have done real well with it. Now I do have a female here that does not do well with heat, and I got her when she was a little bit older. Actually, I attempted to fly her from Chicago to Texas, and Jim and Sam had to come to my rescue and pick her up so I wouldn't miss my flight. And I ended up having her transported down here by car because she was like
the anxiety.
Yeah. And when I got her down here, I worked with her. You know, we started out on some short walks, longer walks to try to get her used to it, and she would never. She's one of those that she just run hot.
Right.
Yeah. But it's difficult with the older dogs.
Yeah.
Completely changing their environment, something that they've already adapted to, you know.
Yeah, most definitely.
And it's hard. Like, there's always like I won't say buyer's remorse, but there's always like, damn, this dog, I gotta try to reteach everything. You know, when you have pups, they know your routine. They know what's expected. They go with the flow of the day. You buy an adult and they have their own habits, their own way of doing things, you know. It's just and then they're used to their environment, you know, so
yeah, I think we got in a bad habit of, like, you know, we went to a couple shows, we saw dogs like getting overheated, and then that makes you paranoid. About the first couple times you see a dog overheat, it makes you real paranoid. So, you know, we just got in the habit. We'd let the dogs out and let them run around. They start getting a decent pant on, and I'd be like, get your ass back in the kennel, you know, and get them in there and get them cooled down. But we weren't doing them any favors, right? Because now they just are not accustomed to that weather. So you stick them out in 80-degree weather, they're good for 10 minutes. They're done. Like, they're coming in. But not only that, but they just don't have, it seems like they just don't have the good sense to slow down when they should. You know what I mean? You let them out, they're romping and playing, they're getting hot, they just keep going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Zero, your mate, I got Mimi, and that girl, she has no brakes. She will run until she falls over. Like, you cannot get her to slow down for nothing. So, I guess, so you acclimating them to the Texas weather actually worked pretty well. Like, they seem to be doing all right with it.
Yeah, they do well with it, man. Knock on wood. And it's sad. I see a lot of people's this time of year, man, through August, September, they're losing dogs left and right.
Yeah.
And it just sucks, you know. But yeah, acclimate them to it, you know. Be aware, you know your dogs, know what they can tolerate, what they can't, know what sets them off, things like that. Just pay attention to them, and
Pay
they'll tell
attention
you.
to them. Yeah.
Pay attention. So
Yeah, now I got females in heat, so now I have to be extra careful because the boys will run themselves to death.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
most definitely.
You got to keep them like super separated. Even though unfortunately I only have one kennel, so like there's girls on this side, boys on this side, so they're constantly like smelling her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Feel
Yeah.
bad for them, but I ain't bringing their big asses in the house. It's too big.
Yeah,
The rearrange your furniture.
yeah, and you got you got a bunch of them over there, Roger.
I do, and I think just like you said, when you're young and you're new, you get excited and you're like, let's buy some dogs. You
Yeah,
know what I
Yeah.
mean? We just went kind of crazy and bought a bunch of dogs.
yeah,
It just so happened Sam had a bunch that I could buy. So
yeah. Yeah. Hey, and you got a bunch of nice ones, man.
yes, yeah, we were definitely blessed in that aspect.
Mhm.
No doubt about
Yeah.
it. There's a lot of dogs we have we just don't give. Kind of like you probably don't put a lot of the dogs we have even out for people to
Right.
see. Like rarely mention them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just I don't know. It's weird like that. But I can totally like feel you when you say about marketing because I'm just so
Mhm.
bad. I try, but I'm just so bad at it.
yeah,
And it was handy when you have someone like Jim around where you can
Mhm.
just be like, "Hey, let's get some photos." Because
Yeah.
it's weird. Like you get that fresh set of photos, and
Yeah.
then you're kind of excited again to like start trying to push the dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
hmm
So
Well, the benefit though of Jim, like you not only do you get phenomenal pictures of your dogs, but you'll get a history lesson.
hmm
You'll get an experience that he went through, or some just like unknown, like cool knowledge.
yeah, yeah. He'll man, he'll drop some gems on you. Most definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that is one thing you learn real early when you meet Jim. You're like, man, you can get him on a subject, like you'll blow your mind what he knows. Like he
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because he's kind of quiet about, he doesn't run around telling everybody everything. But
hmm
you can sit down at a table with him and a few other guys, and they get talking about the old days. Like, you got me, I'm good. I'll be there for the rest of the night. Like, I'm listening to whatever y'all got to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was also looking back in some of your photos. I saw that you visited Jamie Sweet. We originally had her on the show.
Yeah. Jamie Sweet she's something else, man. She's goat.
Yeah.
She's goat
Yeah.
to the Shorty Bulls, man. It's crazy when I went to see her. When I went down to Kansas, I actually went to her yard, Alex Ferrer yard. There's another one too, but when I went to her yard, it was right before I got on the plane. I almost missed my flight because I didn't want to leave. But
Oh,
she's
wow.
got her main yard, and then she has a like beautiful setup, like right up the road. She's got beautiful setup up the road from her house where she has other stock. And
Mhm.
I left her. I'm on the plane. Like, dude, some of these guys say they got programs. They're like, this is a program.
Right.
Like other people got dogs in their yard, they're doing breedings,
Right.
but she got a program, and
Yeah.
you see the progression, and we were walking down some of the kennels, and she's like, hey, can you pick out the like the F1s, F2s, or whatever? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, let me see if I got it. And I'm pointing on, she's like, okay, yeah. It's like one more, boom, boom, boom. And you're able to see, what she did to get the finished product. So that was awesome. Just the level of care, man. Some people don't understand. When you have dogs, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but when you have
No.
dogs, man, you give up a lot.
Your life.
You give up your life, and going to see her place and whatnot, you can see the love and the dedication that she has for her breed, man. Because there were dogs like everywhere And when I tell you, I walk in the house, in the place, and it didn't smell like dog, but it's like, yeah, dogs there, dogs there, dogs there, dogs there. But it was set up beautifully. It was manageable. It wasn't chaotic. You know what I mean? Dogs weren't jumping all over you. Everything was A1. So,
Yeah.
but Jamie, if you're watching, I'm still waiting on my Teddy clone. I ain't forgot.
When you went there to see her, was that to like were you investigating the Shorty Bull, or were you just kind of interested in her like breeding philosophy?
Yeah, I was, man. I just wanted to have a conversation with her, kind of get to know her. She was working on some things during that time with Bully the Kid, and she wanted my input on some things. I wanted to throw some things her way and just have a conversation about breeding and things outside of that. So, but it was a good trip.
Yeah, it's actually one I wouldn't mind having myself. We had her on the podcast, but you can only kind of go, you can only kind of get so in depth in a podcast. You know what I mean? You can only go so far. But you were surprised when I was just started with the American Bully. I thought for some reason like most breeders would be receptive to, yeah, I want to come and look at your yard. You know what I mean? And most breeders are not receptive to that. No. They were like, hell no.
Yeah.
No. So
people don't let you come see their yard. I mean, and I used to think like, oh man, they got something to hide or this, that, and the third. But I mean, there's a lot of different things. People try to kind of keep sacred and keep their dogs safe and healthy. Like Jamie, when you walk in our house, I remember I had on some Crocs, and she's got this pan at the door that has this mixture. I forget what the chemical is, but she makes you step in it, so it like kills everything that's on your shoes before you step inside, because
because you could track anything in.
Yeah, you can track anything in there. Yeah. So, but yeah, some people will let you come. A lot of people won't. I mean, all my dogs are at my house. My family is here. Even when I was back home, like if, say for instance, I'm good with somebody, and they wanted to bring somebody, most definitely come on. But if it was just, somebody pulling up to the house and you got a van full of people or a car full of people, I'm like, nah. Say, bring that boy outside and check him out. I'll bring him to the yard, but you ain't coming past a certain point. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right.
So,
because you know what? A lot of y'all are fucking crazy.
A lot of them are crazy, and
a lot of y'all are crazy.
I mean, I tell people all the time, look, man, I love my family. I love my freedom, and if you love your family,
yeah,
don't mess with mine.
Don't mess with mine. So,
yeah,
yeah, we gated off our property, so that's just one of those things. Like you pull down our driveway, you come to a gate, like you're not getting in. If you push through my gate, then you're driving into hell. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those. It was good for the dogs too, just because then the whole property's fenced in. I don't have to worry about, if a dog decides to run off chasing a rabbit or something, like it's not going to go get lost. And so it was always a better move. So really want to kind of get into some of your breedings. What motivated you to do some of your breedings? Like what were some of the more notable breedings that you did, and why did you do those?
When I do a breeding, I breed for me. And I know a lot of people, they say that they breed for them, but a lot of people don't. They breed for the market. They breed to sell dogs, and nothing's wrong with that. A lot of us are in the business to sell dogs, sell puppies. So I ain't knocking that. But first and foremost, if I do a breeding, it's because I want to keep something from it. I'm not doing the breeding just to sell off all the puppies, because at that point I feel like I'm working for somebody else. So I breed for me. I breed for traits. Um, I can't say that I breed for the show ring or breed for wow factor. I breed for a nice dog. A lot of my dogs don't necessarily go to breeders. A lot of my
Mm-hmm.
dogs go into people's homes that want a dog,
Right.
you know, first and foremost. Um, and I think every breeding that I've done, and I don't do a lot of breedings, man, to be honest with you. I think right now, shit, in house, I'm averaging maybe one a year. You know what I mean? I do have a lot of, well, quite a few females. I won't say a lot, quite a few females out on co-own that I've done breedings with, and co-owners, and I kind of brainstorm and figure out what they want, see what I want, and figure it out from there. But I would say my most notable breeding uh, would probably be the Grim and Siren breeding,
Yeah.
because that's one out of the ones that I've done that I still see those females from that litter. If they're not working, like, they have solidified a lot of pedigrees. And I'm not one that I don't look for any credit on anything, because I know what I put together. You know what I mean? And if you sit down and do the research, others know too. So I don't need you to give me my flowers. But it feels good when I look at a pedigree. Well, first I see the dog, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I've seen that before. And then I go in the pedigree. I'm like, there it is, right there.
Yeah.
And you know, I show my wife and my kids sometime, and they're like, yeah, I don't remember that dog, but if you happy, you excited about it, that
Yeah.
you
A
produced
gift
or
for you.
whatever,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the most notable one is that Grim Siren breeding, man. You got Chloe's Otherworld that I uh, I had Corey Pratt. He managed to pry her out of my hands. We did a deal to where it's
Yeah.
beneficial for both of us, and um, he um, took her off my hands, and he's gone on to produce some nice stock. Other people have also used that particular female to create some stock. The James Lewis,
Yeah.
those guys. Deja, she ended up going to Kevin Mathis. I don't know if he's doing Bullies right now, but that dog's in a lot of dogs pedigree. Um, what's her name? Uh, Naomi.
Naomi, yeah.
Barry Latham, he has her, and he's done some amazing things with her. Um, you know, um, got a male that I sent over to the Philippines that grand champed over there.
No, beautiful.
Um, a few other female, Nova, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked
Yeah.
about her earlier. Um, who else, man? Um, Gina Waters, she's done some amazing things. She's probably one of the females that you don't necessarily see in too many pedigrees, but she's made her contribution to the breed. So, but yep,
So
that's
how
the
do
most notable one.
you seem to be fairly humble about these productions, but you can imagine, like, I guess maybe even to yourself, you got to be like pretty impressed that all this turned out the way it did. Like, that so many breedings that you've done have just created such nice dogs. Was it just intuitive? Like, when you go to do that breeding, you
Hmm.
picking a particular stud to a particular female was it more intuitive, or were you really like kind of digging into the pedigree and trying to look for traits?
Well, I dig into the dog that's in front of me first
Right.
and foremost. You see what that dog can offer you and what your female can offer that stud dog, and kind of go from there. And then you take a look at the pedigree and try to make it work. And I'll be 100% honest with you, man. Like, if you go back and look at some of the breedings I've done in the pedigrees, they're kind of scattered.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're kind of scattered. But if you breed into the dog that's in front of you, you're gonna get something, a nice blend of those two. And then later on, I'll take this dog and take it to that dog to kind of tighten it up a little bit. But yeah, a lot of it is intuition and just doing a little bit of homework and you know figuring out what works. And then after you do that a couple of times, you know what works.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna get the majority of the time. So
yeah, I think
So
that's the hardest thing. Go ahead.
would you say that the dogs that you've produced that is your ideal look of the American Bully?
no,
No. Okay.
it's it can be tweaked. A little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, a little bit less of this. Um, yeah, they're good. You know what I mean? For now or from the past, but I believe in progression. And
It's a
I'm not.
progressive breed.
Yeah, it's a
Absolutely.
progressive breed. It's still a young breed. And I think if you take it slow and don't try to build Rome in one day, we'll be further along. Just the little things, just little tweaks here and there will take you further.
Yeah, I think we see that a lot. People, especially like during COVID or post COVID, people were really trying to just get a female, breed to like this whatever popular stud it was, and just trying to produce, the next monster. Like they not putting in the years to do it.
Yeah,
And
shortcuts.
yeah. We see a lot of that. Day One Bullies Kennel wanted to ask, how far is too tight for you? Most of yours were kind of scattered. So when do you feel like it's starting to reach too tight?
It's too tight when you start picking up faults and flaws that you didn't necessarily have before, and you see it popping up over and over and over and over again. That's when you want to back up a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those traits, you could have maybe use a female, and she may have some kind of outstanding flaw you don't like, or you breed her to a male, it gets rid of it. That next generation still kind of it still carries it, even though it may not necessarily be showing it. It still carries it, and if you take it back to that blood too soon, it'll bring it back out.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. Though, like you keep it away from, that particular breeding, and maybe take it back later if you need to, but make sure you get a couple generations out. That way you're not doubling up on whatever bad trait you worked your ass to get rid of. Worked your ass off to get rid of.
Yep. And I tell people all the time, man, when they ask, anytime you start breeding and playing with life, you have to figure out what you can deal with and what you can't deal with aesthetically. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I know I can look at certain things and I'm like, man, the rest of the dog is like, what I'm looking for. But there's one little thing, like I can't stand to look at it.
Yeah.
Whether that be feet, whether that be tail set, whether that be straight stifles, whether that be, head, muzzle, personality, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to figure out what that one thing is that, you just can't stand, and stay far away from it.
Stay far away from it, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think I've been kind of hard on every particular thing, like tearing every dog I own apart. But I think I've really narrowed it down to like one thing that really bothers me for some reason, because I feel like it seems like to me it's the one thing that's really hard to get away from is like if you happen to catch a long muzzle, like it's so hard to get that muzzle shortened back up. It'll just pop out on you every once in a while, and I'm like, now it's just a thing I'm obsessed with. I'm just like, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
I don't want it. You don't want it.
Yeah. Head is one of the easiest things to put on a dog, but yeah, that muzzle. And when I say head, I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that muzzle, man, that beak, it's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to tell you, some of the blood that I worked with, you know, some of it is notorious for, I wouldn't say snipey, but not just real.
It's not blocky.
Blocky,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And you have to figure out a creative way to combat that or fix it. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you, I mean, if you you take a look at the pedigrees. So Siren, the female that I took the Grim, she was a beautiful girl, structurally sound, everything. She was grand champ. But her weakest, you know, characteristic or trait was her muzzle. You know, and I see that in her grandkids, great grandkids to this day when people post them up. But the thing is, you can't continue to like go back into that same deal and think you're gonna get rid of it because it's strong. It's very strong. You know, I can name 10 dogs right now that are closely related to her that have it, but I won't do that because people might be pissed off at me.
Well, you know, I easily admit it because I never made Machiavelli since he was a puppy. He's always been on Facebook. I've always posted him that way. People could dig back and look.
Yeah.
And, you know, when Mac was young, he did have like a bit of a longer muzzle. And so the grandmothers on both sides kind of had a little bit of muzzle, right? Supernova had a little bit of a muzzle, and
yeah,
it was what's her name on the bottom? The good Lord, can't remember. Sam's girl that he imported.
Callie.
Miss Callie. Yeah, both beautiful females. And
hey, so hold on.
When you look,
I got to see her.
Did you?
Weekend.
Callie is a bull.
I'm gonna tell you right now. However old she is, she can outstack some of these females to this day.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, man. That's
dog. That's a bad female.
Yeah, it's a bad female. Yeah. That was a cheat code, man.
Yeah.
I was actually upset with Sam when he was like, I'm not gonna breed her no more. I'm like, you crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I see that in Machiavelli when you look at him, like it's a little more broad out front, you know, and it's not like he doesn't have that muzzle width in the front because he does now that he's older, but you can see it's more tapering, you know what I mean? Where if you look at a dog like Seven, it's super just from off the cheek straight out, you know what I mean? Just big and square. But yeah, I got to saw Callie too. When we were in Chicago one time and I got to see her.
Yeah, she's a nice girl, man. She's
funny beautiful.
Because if you look at that picture that's on like Bullypedia, she doesn't. That doesn't represent her.
It looks nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't represent her well at all. It makes her look kind of skinny.
She's so wide.
Oh man,
she's wide, squatty, thick. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's
yeah. I like her a lot.
So you used Grim, and you used Golden Child. So what's some of the other studs that you've used in the past that you feel like have been notable for you?
I've used Grand Champion Grinch, R.I.P.
Oh yeah,
Grinch, and that's probably one. I think that's one, man. I got a 50-50 mixture of what the hell you doing, and like, dude, that was some ballsy shit. Like, I love to see it.
Yeah,
but people scared of Brindle, man.
Oh,
you know,
I embrace that. I don't mind Brindle at all.
Sam said you produced Tech 9.
Tech 9's a beast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Sam. Tech 9, the Big Red Son.
I think we might have lost Ernest.
Man, it's that
there he is.
There he is.
Was that me?
Yeah. You kind of
man
off for a second on this.
I was talking about
that Texas heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you know what's crazy? They sent us an alert earlier saying there was gonna be some power outages between 7-8 o'clock, and it's almost about that time. So maybe that was the case. But Grinch, man, dude, I don't know if y'all ever got a chance to see him, but that dude was crazy. I mean, the barrel on his chest, even as up in age as he was, was crazy. And his straight fronts, you know what I mean? His nice top line, big old crazy head. I mean, he was beautiful, beautiful dog. And I even think Jim and Hannah was shocked that I I decided to use Grinch, but man, he was, you know, he's a beautiful, beautiful dog. I ended up it sucked because I only got one puppy from him, Maggie, but she was a beautiful girl. She's still kicking now. She's down in Atlanta with my cousin, but Sam has it on his Facebook page. It's Grim and Maggie, which is the Grinch daughter, like stacked side by side. She's a little short brindle girl. She's probably about 12 and a half inches tall. If that, but she was a nice girl. She was ugly. She was an ugly duckling as a puppy. But man, she turned into a swan, man.
Beautiful brindle swan.
Yeah, beautiful brindle swan.
In case anybody maybe never seen it, but this is
Grinch. Grinch right there. That is Grinch.
Sure. I Google searched it, and of course, Jim.
Yeah. But a couple other breedings, man. Right before, so I had back surgery about 2 years ago, and right before I had that surgery, I knew I was going to have the surgery. I ended up doing a breeding to a Harry son that Michael Bearfield. He's from the Chicagoland area too. He moved down a year before I did down to Texas, but he's about an hour north of me now in Sherman. But he had a nice boy off of Harry that I really took a liking to. That was really nice, and he gave me a litter of 10 puppies, man. Bred to a old school female that I got from Kenny Lee, Dominator Bullies. Her Tootie. Tootie, she's a mixture of crunk juice blood taken to Rocco blood, and then on the bottom half is real old school Spartacus blood. So, man, they gave me a beautiful litter of puppies. You know, a lot of them carry that big barrel chest, straight fronts, just thick, beautiful puppies, beautiful dogs. So, but
so the females, because you'll hear a lot of people that are like, they kind of demand their females carry type. They want, they feel like the female is bringing more to the table when it comes to like how bully the puppies will be versus the male. Like, what's kind of been your experience? Like, has it been either or is it, the breedings where the females a little bit more bully is the ones that hit better? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I think the female definitely contributes more to the breeding than the male. I mean, it's like, I like to use, you're only as strong as like your weakest link,
right?
So to speak. So if your female is like lacking, don't expect that male to just come in there
do all the work.
It don't work. It doesn't work that way. So you have to bring a female that has something to offer. She doesn't have to be the bulliest. You know what I mean? She has to be bully, carry the breed type.
Right.
Can't be a pit bull. But in my experiences, I mean, like I said, the female definitely contributes the most.
Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky. You get that one-off
anomalies.
That unicorn.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky.
Yep. You do get lucky, but you got to take that one, and you got to continue to move the needle forward. You can't take him or her to something that's lacking, because you're gonna be right back.
Yeah.
Go backwards. You're gonna go backwards.
I can't remember who we were talking to somebody one time, and they said, the breed wants to return where it came from. And if
Don't
you,
don't help it.
yeah, they were like, the breed wants to return. If we were to leave the American Bully alone and it was to breed on its own, it would turn itself back into the pit bull, like it just naturally.
I'd agree.
It's us with our selective breeding and continuing to add those ingredients to every breeding is what keeps it where it's at. So if you slip up and you breed a dog that doesn't bring what it needs, it's can more easily go backward than you can go forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
That was an interesting observation. I was like, yeah, I can kind of see that.
Mm-hmm.
So day one Bully said, let's kind of run into what we were already talking about, but lots of studs get credit, but what's some of the baddest females you've seen in person?
Mm-hmm. So I'm a Midwest dude, man, and I've seen a lot of badass females throughout the Chicagoland area. The Midwest gets credit for bulls, you know, from a select few of yards. You know what I mean? So like Sam's yard, Connor's yards, that bloodline. But there's a lot of dudes out there that got dogs, you know, just sitting in the yard or sitting on the couch. You know, that'll bring them out every now and again to take a picture or to a meet and greet or whatever. And be like, damn, you need to do something.
Where'd that dog come from?
Yeah, where'd that dog come from? But yeah, I can't name a name.
Right.
That comes to mind. But there's a lot of beautiful females walking around. Even down here in Texas too, man. There's some nice girls down here in Texas. Now I will say, and Texas, don't get mad at me.
I was gonna ask that question. I was gonna put you on the spot. But it looks like you're about to volunteer.
Hey, I'm a volunteer. I ain't scared. They got some nice stuff, but I have been disappointed since I've been down here in Texas because I did not know that these guys were so into the little bitty, little bitty, exotic type dogs. Like I thought they were in like dogs,
right?
Big, nice pocket, standard, type females. But maybe I just haven't been invited into the
house
yet.
Yeah.
But if somebody see this from Texas, I want to see some bulls.
Hey,
but I will tell you who has some bulls down here. Lou Jennings. He's got some real nice females. Gilbert, I've seen him at a couple shows. He probably don't know who I am, but I know who he is. And he's got some nice girls that I've seen him bring to a show that he's posted pictures or videos of her. And there are a couple other guys, but not like the Midwest, man.
Yeah.
Not like the Midwest.
I think we got adopted into the Midwest either. No, we're not, because we just took a bunch of dogs from the Midwest and brought them to West Virginia. So
there you go.
It's because of the name West Virginia, bro.
Yeah, we're Midwest Virginia, whatever. Yeah. But clearly we're not. But no, there's no doubt about it. Our first trip to the Midwest was to meet Sam to pick up that first puppy we ever bought from him. And, getting to see Grim, you can see so many pictures and it really doesn't put in perspective what that dog looked like. Like, not even close.
That's a dog, man.
Yeah, that's a dog.
That's a dog. That dude, man. He was. Yeah. I ain't scared of dogs. But two dogs have managed to kind of like make me kind of back up a little bit.
Yeah.
And kind of check their temperature, or they're checking my temperature. That's been Grim and Seven. You know, and Roger, I'm sure you remember when y'all came down to the Arlington show. He's like, you want to see him? He opened the soft crate. And I was like, holy shit. Kind of step back. But yeah, Grim was a dog, man.
Yeah.
He was a dog.
That my first experience seeing him, I never really felt the presence of a dog until Grim walked in the vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, just like you said, you ain't scared of dogs, but you you assess the situation before,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And
'Cause-
then to feel that power too, man,
Yeah.
holding his leash. I had the opportunity to take him in the show ring back in Illinois when Pure Country Kennels, Julie and them used to host a show. I had the opportunity to take him in the ring and to feel his power. You know, it was different, man. It was a different type of dog, but
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yep. Legend for sure.
Let's see. Somebody said, who's this? Maria Tapia?
Maria Tapia got some fire out in Houston.
Right,
All
check that out.
hey, I'm 3 hours from Houston.
Not too far.
Not too far.
Yeah, we skipped over. Somebody had mentioned because they said in the comments that they love Brindle. It looks like they got a Brindle dog in their picture.
Mhm.
And I've never been one to be scared of Brindle necessarily. Like I didn't mind the look of a Brindle dog. I had a Brindle bulldog for a long time.
Mhm.
But that is definitely not a popular color in our
pattern.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a pattern, wouldn't it?
They told me. People say I asked somebody, say, man, why you don't like Brindle? It just looks dirty. Just looks dirty.
What?
I'm like,
that
okay.
reverse Brindle, that reverse Brindle, that look like Bengal tigers.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I got a Brindle female, a blue Brindle female off of Golden Child that's marinating like neck bone juice right now. And she will be bred before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't give a damn if every puppy in that breeding is Brindle. It's gonna be a badass breed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was what's his name's dog? Oh, I'm terrible with names. He was just in the comments, man. John. Yeah, he had. Remember that Brindle he posted on the internet?
Harambe.
Yeah,
yeah.
That dog was crazy.
Harambe.
That's a DeLuca Brasi's son.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
King Cobra's brother.
Yeah, John Gecko.
Yep.
Yeah. Badass dog. I like the muscle, man.
That ripped tight skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you don't mind Brindle and color and pattern is the last thing you look at, what do you feel about the Merle?
I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not opposed to it like I once was. And you know what? I think I was more afraid of it because I'm not like big into like the color and research. Oh, if you put this with this is gonna make this and blah blah blah. So I guess I didn't have enough information about it to make an educated decision or put a breeding together. Because the first thing you hear is like, oh man, them Merles, man, dogs gonna be deaf or blind or this, that, and the third. But I feel if you do it right, you know what I mean. It's like any other color.
Yeah.
But I think people kind of feel some type of way about it because they say, well, that color wasn't in the pit bull Amstaff mix that they use to make the American Bully, blah 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 blah. We all know by this point that's BS. I don't care what nobody says. You know,
we all. I mean, if you don't come to realization that there is multiple breeds within our breed, you ain't in these dogs well enough.
Yeah. And I think some of the people in these higher positions and have to do a better job in education. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the lie has gone on long enough to where we gotta be honest. I mean, the bully community, bully world is very forgiving, so they'll be mad initially, but it's like, yeah, I sprinkle a little this in there to do this,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's all good. You know, you got what you got because of that.
Right.
But
Well, it's so weird that they would be like, we don't want Merle. Or people that are pro Merle. You'll see people that are very pro Merle, but they still don't want a brindle. And I'm like,
yeah, that's funny.
I mean, no, it's not the same pattern, but it's clearly a pattern dog.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you think you would love both of those.
Yeah.
So strange.
Yeah.
Just so we're mentioning Harambe, I wanted to look him up. This is
that boy.
This is a video I remember when he posted it on Instagram, like just absolutely went nuts. Absolutely went nuts.
Yeah, he
that's a freak.
He's a freak, man, for sure. Look
at
his muscle, man, his shoulders.
That's a freak.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're looking at him too, man, people also need to understand, like, bully doesn't mean fat either.
No.
So,
right.
Yeah. Figure that out. You know what I mean? That bully don't mean fat.
Yeah.
Being an Alphaluca, I mean, that's basically you created that, the ability to create that. You know what I mean? That's gonna be kind of crazy to look and say, dogs off of my dog created this dog, created, down the line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things. It's if we're breeding, you know what I'm saying, we want to strive for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
so you like your dogs to be a little leaner.
Yeah, and it's funny. Jim and I, we were just having this conversation in Hot Springs a few weeks ago at Action and JJ's show. He was like, "It's like when do you just like really put weight on your dogs? Like when they're going out to do something that requires them to have a lot of weight. Like if you're taking the dog to a show, you want them to, you know what I mean,
fill out.
But if they're just walking around the yard, the house, or whatever, there ain't no point in having no extra weight on them. You know what I mean? Just like NFL players, when they, in the league, them dudes are huge. And when they're done, someone walk around, you wouldn't even know that they are who they are,
right?
Because they're so much smaller. Because they don't need all of that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing that job anymore.
Right.
So, but
and it's strange to see a dog that would, you've seen dogs that are actively showing and they be at show weight, and then they stop showing, they've been out of the scene for a while, and they're just not eating like they're normally doing. The owners will knock a couple pounds off of them, that way they can run around in the yard and be a little more durable than they are at show weight.
Yeah, I had a guy that picked up a puppy from me a couple months back, and he had saw Chapo when I first moved down here to Texas. And during that transition from Illinois to Texas, Chapo was with Joel for like a month while I got situated. And I remember he sent me a video of Chapo on the scale at a vet, and he was like 70-something pounds. I think like 76 pounds. He was like, "Man, this one to get thick," blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "Man, dog he's huge." And Chapo, he's a big dog, but he's a little dog. He's 14 inches at the withers. And my buddy saw him when I got him back. And so when he came to pick up the puppy a couple months ago, he was like, "Man, Chapo kind of smaller, huh?" I said, "Yeah, bro, he was hog fat." Then when I first brought him down here, and beside that, this joker, he's 8 years old, man.
Yeah. They lose a lot of muscle mass.
He still look good though. I say, "Hey, look good." Just don't need all of that.
Philip posted, he wanted to know, what types of things do you do if you need to add weight to your dog for kind of like the show prep situation? What do you use to do that?
I used to add like chicken quarters when you're trying to give that dog that extra pump. But I wouldn't advise you to do that. I wouldn't go crazy with that. What I mean by that is if you know a month out you got a show and you want this dog to look his best, start adding those things, whatever you're going to add slowly. Don't wait until the week of and then feed your
overload your dog. Yeah.
all this stuff, because he's not going to look his best. He's going to look bloated first and foremost, and he's not going to respond well when he gets into whatever environment. And you're going to know it as soon as he takes that shit when you walk in that show and people looking at you, because it's going to be yellow and it's going to be spunky, So
that nervous shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That nervous shit is the worst smell.
Yeah. But yeah, chicken. If your dog can tolerate chicken, if they can't tolerate chicken, go with beef, rabbit, venison. I got I want to say 7 or 8 here right now, and there's only maybe 2 of them that eat the same thing. The other ones are on different things, a combination of kibble and raw. But
I figure we'd show him here in case anybody has not seen El Chapo. I actually saw a video, I think, where he had just turned a year old, and you had him in the video, and you were stacking him out. And I was like, God, that's a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog.
El Chapo. Yeah, that's my boy there, man. He gets on my damn nerve, but I love that dog, man. The older he gets, the more stubborn he is, and he acts a lot like me. I'm stubborn as a mule too, but he's something else.
Yeah.
Sneaking around on your website trying to see.
Yep. Yeah, I just went through there a few days ago and deleted some stuff, added a couple things, and just playing around with it. But El Chapo is badass. Thank you, Cam Morgan.
Very clean.
Yep. But it looks similar to yours, Roger. You see the resemblance?
Yes.
When my web guy did it a few years ago, I sent him like 4. I said, "Yeah, these are what I like." Boom, make something happen. And
I was going to mention that, but I'm like, it could be a coincidence.
It's not.
Yeah, because it's just a nice, clean. Like this is a website. People like they want to make their website like entertaining for some reason.
Yeah,
like, this isn't a concert. Like you want people to be able to go there, find what they're looking for easily, and do what they got to do. You know what I mean? And this is precisely that. Like it's super clean, easy to navigate. Got yourself some got your swag on there too.
Yeah, I gotta do some updating, but
look, what platform are you using?
Square, Wix, something like that.
Okay, well there you go. That's why it looks so familiar. That's the same one I use, Wix. Or not Square. What is it called? Weebly.
Yeah. I got an email not too long ago. Something was recently sold to Google. They integrated something with Google. I didn't read too much into it, but
calling me.
Well, what the one thing they did do, they changed their prices.
Yes, they did do that.
Yeah, change their prices, and then they're starting to integrate more with because, Square bought Weebly, and they kind of separated. They were a separate entity for a long time, and now you're starting to see the integration between the two.
Yeah,
back end, which can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But, no, whoever did this for you did a really good job. Nice and clean.
Yep. Mr. Jeff Malley in Oswego, Illinois.
So what's the plans for the future? Now you're in Texas. Kind of what did we say when you were leaving? You kind of put some dogs out there with other people. So
yeah, man, just continue building slow, man. I've over the last few years or what have you, I've been kind of breeding back into some of my stuff, just kind of mixing it together and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Got a couple breedings planned for this year. I have sold or placed a lot of my females out into co-owned homes. So working with partners to figure that out.
Yeah.
Um, I won't disclose too much, but y'all will see over the next 6 to 12 months what's put together. Uh, I've also kind of dibbled back a little bit into the Frenchies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah, so
Got
I got a
got
couple Frenchie girls over here, and we'll see what happens with that. So
Yeah, I've got
I love Frenchies,
right now. There's
just not in my house.
a pile of them in there right now.
they got some interesting personality. Yeah, I like them, Roger. How old are they?
They just turned. Are they
3 weeks.
now? Yeah,
3
just
weeks.
turned 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Those are the ones off of Finn's daughter, right?
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've
Encore.
got their Encore. I've got their cousin or aunt or something over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a beautiful Frenchie. It's so funny because we go to show her, and to us, we're bully people, right? So
Yeah.
we get Encore, we're like, man, this is the perfect Frenchie
Mhm.
because she looks like a bully with a Frenchie head. You know,
Yeah.
she's like got some shoulders on her, she got some hips on her,
Yeah.
and then you take her to a show ring, you put her in, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like now,
She's the one y'all brought to Arlington, right?
probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her a lot, and I
Yeah.
knew right away she was off of Finn.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
it's
real
so
nice.
funny because I'll go to Sam's house and I'll see Finn, and like it's crazy how much those dogs look like, how much she looks like Finn.
Mhm.
But we bred her to our Merle Big Owl, which
Yeah.
is what was it, Cherry and Boo Doo Doo. Sam's in here probably still.
Cherry Benny. Is it Benny?
Benny.
Wasn't Benny.
It
That
wasn't
Wasn't.
was Cherry and somebody. God, I can't remember the name. But no, Benny was Encore's dad.
Oh.
Was it Cherry and somebody? But anyway, he's a big old Frenchie, but he's kind of more like what you would expect a Frenchie to look like body wise.
Yeah.
He's just a little wider, a little more stocky of a Frenchie.
Yeah.
So it seemed like a good matchup, and we're pretty happy. We're keeping at least we got one female. I noticed one female got a permanent collar. Like we put temporary slip collars on. But all of a sudden, there's a little female in here that's got a regular collar with like a bell on it.
Is that the one your grandbaby was kind of holding up a couple weeks ago, maybe?
Really sure. I'm not sure. But so you can see one has been picked out for sure.
Yeah.
Did you make that pick or did Dina make that pick?
Dina.
Dina, okay.
Yeah, I don't necessarily dislike the Frenchies. I just don't have any ties to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I spent a lot of hours thinking about bullies and doing bully stuff, and I've spent 0 hours thinking about what to do with Frenchies. But she loves them. She absolutely loves Frenchies. So I think that's the first time. And as far as our program is concerned, we're starting to see a little of a division between us where she likes Frenchies. She wants to do the Frenchie thing. And obviously, I'll help her out and help whelp litters or whatever, but I just don't have a lot of interest in digging into what, Frenchies are all about.
Yeah. I think that's the most frustrating part about Frenchies. There's not a lot of information and resources out there to where you can kind of look back and see what's what. I mean, you can most definitely look at the two dogs in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But where that pedigree is beneficial, especially like the Bullypedias and the Bully Dexters of the world, you can try to look at traits like, okay, dog looks like that or this, that, and the third. I think I reached out to Sam on yesterday. I sent him a Frenchie stud, and I was like, "What do you know about this? I never heard of this." He was like, "Man, I'm just breeding the dogs in front of me right now." And I was like, "Yeah, it makes sense. If it ain't broke, don't fix it." So
that's right.
Yeah.
But I have noticed, like in the bully world, like they're very pedigree centric. Like they want to see the pedigree; it's got to be part of it, right? Where with the Frenchies, it doesn't seem like they care that much about the pedigree as much as they care about the DNA.
DNA, yeah.
They want to see what the DNA is on the dog. They don't really care what it came from.
Color.
They want to see the DNA. They want to see
what colors will they produce.
Yeah, what colors they carry.
So there's a lot of frostings walking around here.
Yeah.
But,
I never seen a Frenchie with his head to my knee.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they little old bitty bone like this, you know.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, man?
Let's see. I got a question here. What does this say? With all that's going on in the bully world, do you see the bully game slowing down during the next 10 years?
Everything slows down. I mean, it's not going to stop, though.
No.
A few years ago, when I got frustrated with some things, I said, I'm going to just take a step back and let a few people kind of fall off the face of the earth. And then I'll kind of jump back in or whatever. And it's just like a roller coaster, it goes up and down. New people come in, some people go out, and you really see who's here for what reasons. And if you don't have a plan or have, how you're going to move forward, then you probably won't be one of those ones that don't stick around for long. Yeah. But if you're really here because you love this breed and want to see it progress, you're going to hang on and, stick around. But this bully world is no different than other breeds, that have been around for hundreds of years. Things are always changing, and you have to find a way to still be relevant, so to speak. And,
right.
Whatever lane you want to be in, you carve it out for yourself and don't worry about what the next person is doing per se.
I think a lot of breeders would be totally fine if 25% of the breeders disappeared. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people think that there are too many people doing it, not doing enough homework, not doing it right. And it's just saturating the market with a bunch of dogs that probably shouldn't even exist.
Right. A lot of these newer breeders want a fast nickel as opposed to a slow dime.
They want instant gratification, man.
Yeah.
Nickel here. I want the slow dime.
Well, Philip's like just 25%. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I wish people would put more emphasis on education and not being so full of themselves to try to get the information, talk to some people, to try to get more knowledgeable with certain things. And we all just learn from each other. Put the egos and all of that stuff to the side.
Yeah.
And then the guys that have been around for a while don't like hold on to so much information, kind of share it. But at the same token, I kind of see it both ways too. Some guys feel like, they don't want to share too much because it's not going to be received or
right. I feel like there's stages of knowledge. Like, somebody who's very accomplished in what they do they hold on to knowledge that you may not be ready for yet. Like telling me how to do something that's 10 steps ahead doesn't do me any good when I'm on step 1 and 2. Right?
Yeah.
Show me the path to get 10 steps ahead, and then hopefully I've done my due diligence and my homework and I put the passion behind it, and I made it to step 9. But a lot of times, you can have all the knowledge in the world. If you ain't ready for it, it's useless.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You kind of have to experience things before you can ask the question. You know what I mean? Because someone can hand you a playbook, and you don't even know how to play the game at all,
Yeah.
all the complications of the playbook doesn't help. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
doesn't help you at all. But you kind of see that, I mean, I was guilty of it as much as anybody else. You're being new, you're hungry to learn stuff. You want to learn, and if you're lucky enough to have people around you to ask questions to, you're still kind of like, man, I was bugging them yesterday about this. I don't know. I don't want to bug them today about, constantly be in that person's ear. And then, you feel like you're going to aggravate them because you're constantly asking questions. When the reality of it is, if you just wait, when you cross that bridge, when you get to it, then you have a channel to reach out to somebody,
Right.
and, get that knowledge that you need, because every step has been like whelping a litter is not even knowing how to whelp a litter to being at the level you're at where, you can, this one's a fader. I can see him at this dog's fading, how to save it, all that. It's luckily, if you get lucky, your first litter, you don't have any of those problems, right? So you can learn, but sometimes you get thrown into situations where you just have to quickly.
Yeah, your first step is into the fire pit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it happens. But you know what? The thing is now when you get your next litter, you know what you're looking for. That puppy, that one puppy that's a little bit small. You're going to be paying attention to that dog. You want to make sure that it's, that it's latching, that it's getting milk, because you know what's going to happen if it doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just happens so fast.
Right.
Consistent. We see the bully breed is new and it isn't easy to have consistent litters. Yeah. It's funny because I look at some of the dogs in his yard and they look pretty damn consistent.
Yeah.
And that's what what's kind
But
of way, because
he explained why they're consistent, because he breeds for traits.
Right.
He breeds. Ernest breeds for what he likes in the dog in front of him and what he wants to improve with the breeding. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you're doing some new breedings. You got some stuff coming up.
Yeah, I got some stuff coming, man.
Nothing you're going to share with anybody?
I'm excited about. I've got so going back to those girls that I feel made an impact. So I've got when I sold Chloe to Corey Pratt, I got a puppy from that. And that puppy was Tech9.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I stuck credits to him once I sold him. And I tried 3-4 times unsuccessfully to get a litter off of him to a couple females. And I finally got a litter off of him back in October. And I'm going to take the male that I kept. Well, I actually kept both the males, one here at the house and one up the road. But we'll take one of the males to something that I've been sitting on for about 3-4 years.
Wow.
And make it do what it do. But
I see you got what was that? Oh, okay. I'm looking at your website still. I see Gigi. It's a golden child. I think we're in the females page. Yeah, golden child daughter.
I've also got a Luca Brasi daughter sitting over here marinating too.
Is that Bella?
Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see her. She's nice.
We're gonna do some things with, and thing special about Bella, man. I put the breeding together that produced her mother, which I took El Chapo back to his half sister. Remember, I told you my pedigrees were scattered.
Right.
Yeah.
So I took him back to his half sister to kind of tighten it up a little bit, bring in some of those traits from that mother, Black Betty. And that litter, it was all females. It was 5 females.
Ooh, yeah.
And all of those females, with the exception of 2, the 3 out of the 5 females went to pet home. And then 2 of them, actually, I take that back. 2 went to pet home. 1 went to a semi-breeder, semi-pet home. 1 went to Hawaii in a breeder home. And I kept 1. the female that I kept, we had some issues as far as her heat cycle, so we ended up pet homing her. No big deal. But every time I do a breeding, if I don't keep it, I have some kind of access to it. I can go out and grab it.
Mm-hmm.
So Darian down in Houston, which Rihanna, Bella's mom, was his first bully. And he selected her when she was a little puppy based on, you know, her energy and things that he wanted for his family. She was a pet first. And he said, man, if I would breed this dog, I need your help. Okay, well, let's see what she turns out to be.
Right.
You know, and then we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. But she ended up being a nice dog for what she was. He took her in the show ring, and she's real close, or was real close to champion before he started showing her. But came time to breed her, and he was like, you know, what do you think? And I was honest with him, told him things that she was lacking, some positive traits as well. And then I sent him, I think, 4 or 5 studs. And those 4 or 5 studs, I broke down what each one of those could contribute to her. And I didn't push him per se, but I encouraged him to breed to Luca Brasi because I knew from his mother and his grandmother what was going to come when you put those together. So he brought that litter of puppies by the house, man, when they were about 8 weeks old. He brought them to Dallas for ear crop. And I looked at Bella and I said, look, dude, that's your dog right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want to move that dog, you let me know.
Yeah.
And I talked him out of it the first time he wanted to move her. When he reached out that second time, I was like, okay, she coming here. Because I know the top and bottom half of her pedigree.
Right.
And,
Right.
you know, it all comes back to breeds that I've done.
Yeah.
And then I know, you know, what I want to do for her. So she's been marinating. And this year is her year for us to see what she can do. So
that's awesome. What blood you feel mixes the best with your stuff and what you're trying to accomplish?
So I don't have a blood.
I mean, as far as like
some of the
one you favor.
Yeah.
You know?
So some of the I've had good results. Taking it to more dogs with more bulldog traits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the Grim Rocco stuff, the some of the hairy stuff over there from China, just because I know what my dogs are lacking. A lot of my stuff had like old school like heads.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have bad heads; they just had like old school heads. So you want to bring in, you know, some things that are gonna move it forward, progression. So yeah, I would say the Grim Rocco stuff and anything that's gonna offer a little bit more bulldog traits per se. So
No doubt. Yeah, I'm looking at him here, and there's I mean that Bella catches my eye because obviously the Luca Brasi there.
mm-hmm.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Brasi for sure. Always been. I think back in the day when we first started, we got our first dog from Sam. There's a picture of Luca and Hannah sitting on the stoop of a store. Like she was like in the stoop of a store. She was just sitting down, and Luca was sitting in front of her. And I was like, I don't know who the hell that is, but that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want.
And you got it. You got a Luca clone, man. Just a bigger Luca, you know.
Yeah, kind of created that combo with Coco. Just, I don't think he could have, expected any more. Like I can't imagine you could have wanted any more from that. It was crazy.
Yeah,
and he's doing good for us. People have been happy. Unfortunately, we have a situation where we have a lot of females and a lot of males, and we don't get to breed any particular dog that much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like people are like, when are you going to have a litter off of this or this, or, you know, we've never had a litter off of ultras ever. You know, we just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Yeah.
But I've got a female coming in right now, but she's going to 7. I mean, that's unquestionable at this point. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Hans, what you got going over there, man?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a little bit of everything. We started Samantha really started her breeding program with Bistro Blood. So her foundation female was a Dax daughter bred to Bistro.
Okay.
You know, and she champed her out, and she produced some beautiful, consistent litters for us. And then, you know, as this is a progressive breed, you know, we need to add features and traits to bring the bully out. So we do lean towards the Rocco, the Grim blood.
Yeah.
You know, as recent, we had an addition to our kennel, our program with
Oscar's brother, right?
Oscar's brother. Yeah.
What's his name? Cocaine Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a
I
lot.
appreciate that. He just went to our Grim Bistro female, so hopefully we confirm in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that I don't want to spill his beans, but I'm gonna spill it. Jr. Van Kempen.
Yeah,
He's got a Chapo daughter over there that he bred to Oscar.
oof.
And that's you know,
Yeah.
Chapo goes back into Bistro, and that female is off of, she's 2 times El Chapo, so she's got Bistro back there doubled up, and they took her to Oscar. Pups out of there litter, but he should be showing them soon. They're still young, but there's one in there that looks real crazy. So,
oh yeah, everything I've seen of Oscar has been so consistent.
no.
So I can only, you know, imagine what his brother's gonna do. You know, they're different style pheno dogs. You know, Cowboy's taller.
He's still pocket though, right?
He's bare. Yeah, he's 16 and a half.
16 and a half.
On the line.
On the line, yeah, pretty much. But
depends on who's paying attention to you.
Yeah,
He could be a standard next week, brother.
Yeah,
for real. But
no, he's a beautiful dog. There's no doubt about it.
We do a lot of micros. You know,
I saw the black tri that you got. Is that female, right?
We got one that's female. She took that extreme female in Jacksonville. She's a grand champion in the BRC.
Okay.
First micro grand champion.
Hey, that's
in
what's
the
up.
BRC, you know. And you know, we just building off that. We got, I don't know, 5 or 6 black tries that all look identical. It's crazy.
Ain't no lie about that.
That's what's up.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he can. They FaceTime me the other day, and there's like, what, 4 or 5 little black tries running around, and they all, I don't even know if they're off the same litter, but they all look like they're same litter, all look exactly alike. I was like, holy crap!
Yeah,
that's a lot of locking in features and breeding to traits, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Making the pedigree consistent on both ends, so that they're bred to produce that look.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's the hard part. You guys just like, you know, Han, and you do it too. You know, you hide little things. We don't get to see them. We don't really know what you got going on. You almost got to show up at your house and be like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
Everybody's hiding something.
Yeah, there's a meal I'm real excited about, but I try to keep my excitement kind of bottled up because You get excited about something, you're like, is he gonna like jump off the stoop and like blow a cruciate or like lose an eyeball or something, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So when you do, you introduce a stud. About how old are they when you finally say, okay, it's time to bring them out?
the last stud I introduced was Danny DeVito. And I want to say he was maybe, well, I started taking videos of him when he were younger, posting them. But he was about 10, 11 months, 12 months maybe, when I introduced him to the internet, and then had a few people come by the house and lay hands on him. And I tell you, I bullshit you not, that dog was gonna hurt some feelings.
Yeah.
But I lost him, man, and that took some fucking wind out of my sail, man.
No doubt.
You know,
Yeah.
me and Ernest Johnson, you know, we're real tight, and we bullshit on the phone all the time, and it's like, man, you know, sometimes fucked up things happen to good people.
Yeah.
And it's not your time to take off yet. And you know, I feel like I've been blessed as far as these dogs are concerned. And you know, we're gonna, you know, see where this road takes me. But I'm real excited about this male I got over here right now, though. I call him Hondo.
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 Have you released any pictures of him
No.
yet? No.
I don't think so.
Oh man, so
I think I think I did his pedigree. Oh, yep, there's one.
Yeah,
there's one.
I mean,
he he's he was about 8 weeks old in that picture. He's coming up on 8 months now.
Oh, completely different dog.
Different dog
this time. I like this dog too.
CJ.
Yeah,
people love CJ, man. When they come see him, but that's another product of a Nova.
Yeah, Supernova.
Yep. And
Supernova.
I love that dog, man. His personality, man. He's probably the most chill dog that I have over here. He's structurally sound. He got nice front end, nice short back. He's got decent rear on him. Carries nice muscle tone definition.
Yeah.
And he's a blend between his mother and his father, you know. But,
yeah, and that's a lot. I mean, just literally a lot of your dogs are not. They're black or white, or black and white.
Yep.
I think Hank is Hank. Well, Hank has, because he's Tri.
Hank's black Tri.
Yeah.
He's a Chapo grandson.
Yeah. And then like, so Hundo is like, is that like your first lilac offering or?
That I've kept.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've produced, you know, chocolate dogs and you know, other Tri dogs, but
that's the last thing you look at.
Last thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
the same way.
That dog, he's beautiful, man. Like I said, my wife, she could care less about dogs. She cares for him, but as far as breeding and doing this, she's just like, whatever, it's a dog. But she even talks about Hondo every day. She's like, oh my God, he's so beautiful. Oh, he's gotten bigger or this or that.
Yeah.
And if she taking notice, then usually when she take notice, I know I got something.
There you go.
Nice.
But,
yeah, one you got on your website that make me double checked to see if I was actually on the females page. It's Coco.
Yeah, that's CJ daughter.
Yeah.
CJ bred to a Grim daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got fucked on her, man. I'm gonna just keep it honest. I ain't had a lot of deals go bad, but I've had maybe 2 go bad over the last 4 or 5 years, and that's when I got fucked on. I'm still pissed off about that. Pardon my French.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Anything goes here. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. I saw the rear on that.
Oh,
that dog's crazy, man. And she was a co-production. She didn't, he used my stud. Robert used the stud, CJ. And man, beautiful dog. I didn't want to sell her, And my wife tells me all the time, like, dude, just listen to your gut. And when I don't listen to my gut feeling, that's when things usually go bad. And man, I sold that dog on co-own. And I still got paperwork sitting in my office over there. And people are 2 hours away from me in San Antonio. And man, people sell you or sell themselves to you, like they're one thing, and then when shit gets rough and when they start seeing them fucking dollar signs and they get greedy, that's when bullshit happens. And bullshit happened on that one. But I won't say their name. I don't want to make them famous. But if they watching or see this video, I ain't forgot.
I think that's one of the hardest. One hard thing, we've co-owned a dog with a guy, and I was sure he was going to be a nice male. I mean, I was sure he was. So, I talked to the guy. Everything seemed to be on the up and up. Everything good. Drove up to pick up the dog. And, after 4 or 5 months or so, just dead air. Never hear from him again. And I'm like, that's tough. It's a tough when the dog has a ton of potential and you just kind of lose access to it. Man,
yeah.
It's tough.
Yep. I got a couple out there, but that one probably sucks the most, man. But we actually bred CJ to Coco's half sister. Actually, not Coco's half sister. Coco's her half sister. J.R. Van Campen has her. Her name is what the hell's her dog name is? Ruby.
Okay.
She's off of Grim Daughter, bred to Big Mac, Ohio Bully Camp.
Yeah.
That's a good blood to have around.
Those puppies are amazing, man.
Yeah.
I thought about putting my hand in there, but I'm gonna be good.
I'm gonna be good.
I'm gonna be good.
It's hard when you see, what you consider your personal taste phenomenal pups.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to like. I think I could fit one more. It's just.
Hey, Dina, hold up that puppy you're wanting to keep. Ernest wanted to see it.
Yeah, let me see that puppy, Dina.
Here.
Yeah, she pretty.
That's how she got a collar on already.
That's not the one that you had picked earlier, Dina.
Oh no,
I've been watching.
He said that's the one you picked earlier. It isn't. She actually switched. There was there's a blue tri female.
Look at this boy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, he's a big boy too. Oof.
That head.
So how many you actually gonna keep, Dina?
I think she is keeping just okay. So the story was
just 5 of them.
Yeah. The story was I'm just going to keep one. And I was like, all right. And then it was I'm just going to keep 2. Right. So the current one is we're keeping 1, but I have a feeling,
it's going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Because you know how many more Frenchies you can keep in your house than you could Bullies?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And you know what Trump's Frenchies? Long-haired Merle Chihuahuas.
Huh. Oh, I forgot to turn the camera on.
I could probably have 100 of them.
What do you want?
And not even notice.
You got Chihuahuas right now?
We got 2, yeah. 2 long-haired Chihuahuas.
I think that's the only dog that ever bit me, man.
You know what's funny? Is I hate Chihuahuas.
Really?
But you asked me what my favorite dog is, and it's my Merle female long hair Chihuahua.
Mm.
But you ask me what my favorite breed is, it's the American Bully.
Yeah.
I'm all over the fucking place.
I can dig that. My favorite breed is the American Bully. But my favorite dog that I ever owned, he was 14 years old when he passed, is a Boston Terrier.
Yeah.
He was
Really?
the coolest fucking dog
Yeah.
in the world, man. He had freaking ice cold blue eyes, that black and white Boston Terrier look. But yeah, that was the best damn dog ever.
And that's the thing, like a lot of these people are bully people, you know. A lot of these, the ones that are really in it, we're just dog people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta, and when you're dealing with a different breed, like, you know, with the Frenchies, you really gotta shift gears. Right.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you can't be in bully state of mind and breed
With the
Frenchies.
Frenchie.
Like it's a completely different gear.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm so resistant to them. I'm like, no, I'm staying in bully world. I'm not coming out. You can do the Frenchies. I'm not doing it. But yeah, they are cute as shit though. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially when they're puppies. I'm like, oh damn.
All puppies, man. I gotta stay away from puppies.
I hear you.
You just gotta have fun with it, man. Whatever it is you do, have fun. And if it ain't fun no more, take a step back and kind of figure out the why, and and come back to it. But here, I don't know if y'all can see that, but here's one of those puppies from that. Now, it's got a glare, you can't see it, but badass puppy, man.
Yeah.
They have grown on me a lot lately too.
Hold on, let me flip it. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, she wants to. There we go.
Oh yeah.
So that's the blue tri. Yeah, blue tri female. So that was the original. She was like, "I'm gonna keep this dog."
Yeah.
Lilac and tan.
Lilac and tan. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're still in bully world.
I'm still.
Blue tri.
I ain't coming out. It's
Lilac
blue
and tan.
Blue tri.
No.
Yeah, she still likes him. So
yeah,
we in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble, man. Sound like you got 4 or 5 more Frenchies in your future.
But I'm like, you know what? I can have one dog the size of Machiavelli, or you could put 5 Frenchies in that same area. So,
I mean, I'll take a Machiavelli
all day.
All day.
All day.
Yep.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on. It's 9 o'clock, so I don't want to keep you too late. I'm sure you.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. As y'all can see in the background, the sun is still out over here. So
yeah, you're different time zone. Lucky for you.
Yep, I'm an hour behind y'all. So
all right on.
It's dark over here.
Hey, can you do me a favor, Roger?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you reach out to y'all's governor in West Virginia or whatever and tell them to build a goddamn airport that flies from major cities to
That's fucking hilarious.
It's bad. Like airport sucks. Trust me. You got to fly into Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Sam was like, "When you come to visit, man?" I say, "Actually, I'll look at flights." I'm like, "Do y'all got a damn airport in West Virginia?" So, you got to fly in the field. I'm like, and then drive for how long?
2 hours.
No, Pittsburgh. Go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you fly into Pitt, and then it's a couple.
Drive 2 hours?
Yeah, south.
That's crazy. I can fly from. I can get. Listen, when I want to go home to Chicago, I drive 35 minutes to the airport. I spend about an hour 40 minutes on the plane, and I'm in Chicago.
Hey, hold on a second. Didn't you say you used to go to dog shows?
I did, and I still do. But
and you ain't travel hours in the car,
man. But that's before I let these fuckers cut my back open, man.
Oh damn! Oh yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear that they are expanding the airport, but it's still not good. Even the new expansion isn't going to be long enough to land like a U.S. Airlines size airplane.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they do direct flights. So you get a flight to Florida or back. So it's like their bus, fly to Florida every day. But yeah, unfortunately, there aren't anybody that comes to see the dogs. They want to come in and see the dogs, or they come in to to buy a puppy. We're like, okay, you fly into Pittsburgh, you rent a car, you drive 2 hours. This is the hotel you stay out in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
It's just the unfortunate part of it. Unfortunately, we got lucky that being basically in the middle of nowhere, we do have a good vet to deal with. They take care of us and they provide all the services we need. But other than that, yeah, we're piss poor on airport for sure.
Yeah. I plan to make that trip sometime this summer, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad drive though from Pittsburgh to West Virginia. It's all straight, 79 south.
Are you an adventurous? You're back by limits the amount of adventure you're willing to take.
Yeah, but I'm slowly getting back to it, man. I joined the basketball league this spring, so I just wrapped that up, and I ain't done that since probably 10, 12 years. So that put it to the test a little bit. So slowly but surely, man.
I was about to say you come out to West Virginia, we'll make a little. We're supposed to go whitewater rafting some point this year.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Okay.
No. Hey, somebody got to live to tell the story, man.
That's right.
Hey, man, we'll put 2 vests on you.
2 vests, all right, cool.
I'm good. I did that once. I'm good.
Yeah, but hey, 2 vests and a glow stick, so when it get dark, they can find me. I'm lighting up, floating. I say, hey.
That's funny.
Wow, whitewater rafting. You are continuously out of control and struggling to keep your ass in the boat, and 2, try to point the boat away from the rocks.
Yeah,
so it's just like.
Are you trying to sell me more on this idea?
No, I mean that's the part of it that it is kind of fun because it's like it's the same as getting in your car and going 130 on the interstate. You know what I mean? It's like you're on the bleeding edge of this is really fun, but if I fuck up, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what's better than that whitewater rafting and all that shit?
What's that?
It's pew pew.
Oh yeah.
Pew pew.
Hey.
Yeah.
You go and shoot some shit.
That's right.
So
I mean, that's a possibility too.
Yeah. We do that, and we do that here in the yard. You can do that in the yard here in West Virginia.
Oh, you in Texas? He knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's outside the city, so he do that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We got plenty of freedom here in Texas.
That's right.
But
that's how we got. Tell people that's how I got you on the show. You had messaged me because your other business, you were like, hey, I want to modify the logo,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll do it for you. He's like, what? Oh, yes. Like, you got to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's so funny because earlier this week, I had sent like screenshots of some profiles that I thought about bringing on the shows, and your was one of them. And I was like, look at that. He just knocked on my door. He just messaged me. Message him. It was meant to be.
Yeah, when he asked, I was thinking to myself, what the fuck you want me on the Road Bullies podcast for, man? Hey, go get one of these guys, these big ass gold chain around their neck. So get on here and pop that shit.
We already had Ashton on, bro.
Oh my god, that guy.
Had Ashton.
Hey, I remember when he was walking around, man. He was about 100 pounds lighter than what he is right now, and I think that dog was Cheddar, but he's come a long way, man.
If nobody's seen what Ashton looked like when he started off in the Bullies, go visit Misty Barnes's page and scroll down her timeline. She shared a memory of Ashton in the ring, and he looked like he was a $115 soaking wet.
You said Misty Barnes?
I'm going to look for her right now.
All right, check that out.
I want to see.
Yeah, you got to see it.
Do you look like Drake? All right. How long ago was this?
Maybe it was last week sometime.
Okay, so probably wasn't that long ago. You guys just hold on. I'll find it. That's crazy. So while I'm searching for this, tell everybody where they can find you, all the businesses.
Oh man, you can find me on Facebook. My first name Ernest, last name Johnson, Johnson. It's gonna be the profile with the No Malice Bullies logo and a profile picture. Do not add my other site, my other Facebook page. I won't accept you.
I won't accept you.
But you can also find me on Instagram, No Malice Bullies. I got a No Malice Bullies page. If you're into guns, all that good stuff, and you can purchase a gun legally. I'm also a dealer, arms dealer.
You got a FFL or
Yeah.
FLL?
Yep, FFL. So my
Beautiful.
business is Elite Weaponry. On I think I have Facebook for Elite Weaponry, but you can go to the website theeliteweaponry.com, THE eliteweaponry.com. So you see something you like, you're a bully person, hit me up directly. I'll give you a nice little discount. So
Yeah, because you can ship whatever to their FFL.
I can shoot whatever to any FFL.
Yeah.
So yep.
All right. So
I did see that picture. Yeah.
Man,
The bigger bust down.
Bigger bust down.
It
was a smaller bust down
my
there.
God, the boy was skinny.
Yeah, that dude came a long way, man.
Yeah.
He come a long way.
He still had some nice shoes on back then. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
See,
Yep.
I'd have never seen that. Glad y'all brought that up.
So.
All right, brother. Well, we're gonna let you go.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
Those are the kind of people I want to bring on. I want to see, you got your dogs that have so much influence in the breed, in the pedigrees, but it's not necessarily a person that's like standing on a soapbox every day screaming, "Hey, look at me." You know what I mean? And these are the people you want to dig into and be like, how did you do this? How was that so many dogs that are in my pedigrees are your dogs? You know what I mean? They have that influence. So,
right.
Yeah, loved having you on. I appreciate you coming on and talking to us.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
All right, buddy.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. If you would, the deal, share the show for us. If you're not following us on YouTube, Joe Mills is on YouTube right now. If you're not following us on YouTube, jump over there. Check out YouTube.
Please,
Appreciate you.
please.
And you have a great evening. We'll see you.